Virgo, welcome to your 5-card movie star spread. As per usual, you can click right on that description box below, and it will talk about the significance of the spread as well as the placement of each card. With that, ooh. Okay. So for starters, we have the Hierophant. This card represents the protagonist of the situation. This is you. So I could be talking to the head of an organization. I could be talking to the head of a household. Or I can be talking to somebody who, basically somebody who is in charge of a group. Like, people come to you for assistance. People come to you for help the same way that they might go to a higher power, you know? So you could be a boss. Whatever the case may be, you're the person people go to get their problems solved. Okay? But you're starting to feel like you're starting to lose confidence in the situation at hand. Not necessarily that you cannot help people, but you wonder if you're enabling them not to help themselves. See where I'm going with that? Everybody comes to you, comes to you. I mean, think about it. This is the Hierophant, you know, it's like, this is like a church figure. Forgive me, I'm not Catholic. I don't know. Is it like a bishop or something? Priest? I don't know. And then this is literally like people getting into heaven. But it kind of feels like they're falling out because it's in the inverse. So if you look at these two pictures here, you're the person everybody comes to for help. And for a while you were like, oh, I'm helping people, I'm helping people, I'm helping people. But now you're like, wait, am I enabling people not to help themselves? Am I making them always have to rely on me? Hmm. Stagnation due to indecision. Sometimes we call this analysis paralysis. You literally don't know what to do about this. You have all these options in front of you, but not all of them are viable. Not all of them make sense. But yet, all of them make sense. It kind of depends on the day, the time, the hour, what you're looking at, what particular problem you're dealing with that doesn't even belong to you in the first place, so on and so forth. It's like you want to choose a direction and a way out of this because you don't want to enable people anymore, but you don't know which way, you don't know how to get out of it or which way to go, so you just keep doing what you've always done. You're waiting on something to help pull you out of this position. You are planning to take action to move away from having to do all this because you really do fear that you're just enabling people and you don't see a way out of it because I really feel like I'm talking to somebody who's either head of household or maybe in charge of a group of people at work. Okay, so it's like you see an ending in the horizon. You have an idea in your head of how all of this can be better, but you can't move towards it yet. It's so far off in the distance, you can't taste it. You can just barely see it. And you recognize that in order to get closer to this goal where you can actually step away from all this, you're going to have to let go of a lot of things. You're going to have to stop focusing on the negative of things and start seeing what resources you have left to still work with. Mm. You're lacking a certain amount of resources to get done what you need to get done here. Maybe like if you're trying to get a new job, maybe there's just not a lot of good options out there for your skill set at the moment, which seems weird because everybody's hiring right now. But or I don't know. Maybe you really like the company that you work for, or maybe you see financial benefits in the company that you work for, but you can't make the changes that you need to make on your own. So when I talk about resources, there's health, there's wealth, there's time management, there's also who you spend time with. So when I'm saying you don't have the resources right now, you're lacking the resources to accomplish what it is you need, you're also dropping your guard at the same time. It kind of feels like you're the person everybody goes to get their problem solved, but there's nobody within this structure or organization that can help you solve your problems. You're like, am I fixing this group or am I enabling this group? And if I need to ask that question, who do I even go to? How do I even figure it out? Mm, Virgo. Mm. The burdens of responsibility. That's what I call this card. Each one of these wands that you picked up was picked up either out of passion or out of necessity. But the bundle, the load that you're carrying has become unmanageable because each of these things that you picked up out of passion or necessity require a certain amount of maintenance. So again, if you're the person everybody goes to help to when they need something, who do you go to when you need help? Who can you lean on? Maybe none of the choices that you have seem viable right now. Or maybe you can't choose somebody to lean on because you don't want to express that level of vulnerability. Hmm. Virgo, I hope you found a message that serves your highest good. And really and truly, if you can't choose somebody to lean on just because you're afraid to be vulnerable to that person, then you have to figure out the root cause of why you can't be vulnerable. Now, if you can't trust that person with your vulnerability, that's one thing. But if somebody's continuously helping you and you still can't express vulnerability to them, well, now that's a communication issue on your end. Right? I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I'll see you next week.